Can't tell if it's working. Oh, I think I got it working. Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Fabry, and this is the group intuitive painting of the month of May 2020. Sorry I'm a little late. I had some technical human issues, but I think I got it working. So I'm just trying a new thing, and give me a second. I had to do a little deep breathing, so my internet went out. It was crazy, but we're here, and I'm so excited. And first things first, I want to just tell you what this is about for those of you who are new to me. I'm an intuitive artist. I translate energy into artwork, basically, and that's what we're gonna do today. So this is last month's painting. Each month I create a new image, and the image becomes a new card in the deck of the Sacred Journey Oracle. So that's what we're going to do. And then the original, so this original, I'm about to draw a name from my those who are supporting me through Patron. So my patrons, I'm going to draw a name. I've got them all in here, and I'm going to draw a name, and then I'm going to give this away. So let's see who won. Hey, Linda's and Teal and Becky, how you doing? All right, so thank you so much to everyone who is supporting my work through Patreon. I really I can't, there's not words to describe how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see, hey, Anne, let's see who wins. Okay. Who gets, so this one was called A Vehement Visionary. This is the painting we did last month for April. And the winner is Odessa. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to set this aside. Where am I put you? Okay. And I'm going to, I'm going to pull a card real quick from the deck just to get us started. Because all the technical stuff that I was doing, I want to kind of get, get that off wash that off for a second. So I'm going to pull a card real quick just to get some inspiration. This is the Sacred Journey Oracle deck. All the cards are hand stamped with the gold flower of life. The edges are gilded. I love them. They're sparkly and pretty. So all of these cards started out the same way that what we're gonna create today. So let's see what they have to say. A little inspiration for everybody watching. Self-reflection. There are two cards in this deck that are almost but not quite identical. So it's like a mirror image. So the self-reflection cards, when they come up, they're talking about, it says, when you reach out from the depths of your soul or peer into the mirror of wonder and curiosity, what returns is not merely an echo of self, but a calling. The divine is always returning our gaze, yet we often dismiss it as our own reflection. So when we're receiving or when we're thinking about things, intuition, like people ask me, oh, how do you know when it's intuition, whatever? It feels like I'm just making it up sometimes. Sometimes it's spot on. So it always feels different. And a lot of times it just feels like me. And that's what this card is about, is your own intuition, what you're receiving, however you perceive it, whether you perceive that you are the divine, you are a piece of the divine, whatever, that's what you're getting. And don't dismiss it. So that's a message. And so that's a good one to take into what we're about to do. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Hey, Dana. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the camera around for a second, and I've got some paper, and I'm going to start. And so if anybody would like to share an intention or question, intention would be good. We'll do questions to do the reading at the end. But if you want to express something that you'd like to kind of bring out with our artwork today, feel free. Okay. Hey, Jewel. Glad you could make it. All right, let's see. Bear with me while I get this set up. And look at my dirty paint splattered keyboard. colors. So in addition to any intentions you'd like to share, I'm going to put these paint colors here. So this is basically, if any of you have had an intuitive painting session with me, this is just we're doing it as a group, but this is basically the same format as my one-on-one painting sessions. So with those sessions, I'll show you a box of color and you get to pick. So if you're watching, and hopefully I have them all in frame, I'm going to adjust the lighting and stuff, but go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths, tune into the numbers and the colors, whatever stands out to you. It's going to be one per person. So go ahead and let me know which one you'd like to include, and those will be our background. I'm just going to make sure that we're focused in. Okay. Make sure the colors are showing up properly. So everybody's screen's a bit different, right? But hopefully this is gonna look right on your screen. Okay. So we've got some already. Hey, all right. Okay, let's start at the top. So I've got, Becky says 12. And Jill says 12. All right. 28. See, 6. And sharing an intention to accepting and working with our shadow parts. I love that. Let's do it. I'm switching to 8. Oh, I love that the 8's turned like a infinity. Number 4. Got the 28 in there. All right. 21. All right, you messing with me, Shannon? 15. I do like that. It's bright. All right, 22. But did you pick one already? You picked a 6. Linda, you're trying. I do that. Don't. I might grab that one because I was looking at it. I'm going to call that mine. Okay, 21. Did I already? Oh, yeah, I got 21. Okay. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Terry. 9. This is going to be a nice, colorful one. Okay. I'll see if any others come in while I move these around, but okay. I feel like I want to add, for some reason, I want to add number 1. So I'm gonna, because I can. All right. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the colors are, hopefully it's coming through. Okay. The lighting's a little odd because it's still actually daylight, which I'm not used to. So I've adjusted for I still have my studio lighting for winter settings, sort of. So, all right, let me see if I can get that a little brighter. Give me just a second. Well, hello. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bright. All right, we'll work with that for a little bit. I'm so glad you're all here. I love the colors. I'm very excited about it. So give me just a second to tune in. And I'm going to put on a little background music. Let me know if the music is too loud or you can't hear it or anything like that, just let me. There's just a little bit of like hang drum in the back. It's a YouTube channel called Untitled Mind. I love them, and hopefully I won't get shut off for listening to it. I don't know. I don't know about all that stuff. All right. Painting. Where to start? I'm going to go with this 15. I'm going to start right there. Just a little bit here. The number 4. Let me adjust this. It just is a little bit too overexposed or something. I don't know what it's called, but let me know how it's looking from there because I can't really tell my screen very well. Number 9. I like this one wants to go up the side, down the other. Oh, but only halfway. Okay. So when I put the paints on, it's almost like I hear it verbally, but it's almost like I don't know how to describe it. It just tells me what it wants. It's kind of like when you listen to music and you know how your body wants to move. It's like that. Running low on paint. This one makes my hand shake a little bit, this red. Feels very intense. Okay. Oh, if you can see it pretty well, hopefully. I like what's happening too, Shannon. I love the colors y'all chose. There's something, it's like earthy but vibrant, and I just really like it. This is the hardest part of the painting, is getting the plastic wrap off the container or whatever it's called. This is my special occasion plastic. I don't usually use plastic. I usually use like repurposed bags and stuff like that. But you know, it's a special occasion. I even have a fancy one with the built-in side cutter. Yeah, so y'all deserve the best. So, all right, here we go. Oh, it does have a garden feel done. All right. It's not, you know, sometimes they like move move around a lot, it just feels like, I just heard the phrase bloom where you're planted, kind of like that. So it kind of fits with the garden thing. Not sliding around or making a whole lot of movement. It's just here. It feels very stable too. Just want to like, da, 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 like a little rain or something. I don't know. Like my inner child is coming out full force right now. Like, all right. You know what? I was just playing with this little guy earlier. This is my studio dragon. So I'm gonna let it hop across you and see what happens. Okay, there you go. There's a lot. It's like laid out pretty thick here. And I can feel, so if you've seen this before, I talk about like build up in the being obstacles or things. It's kind of like when I do energy work, I can feel things. I remove it from the energy field. The paint's the same way. So I do feel some stuff down in here that it's just a physical representation of just like that subtle energy. So I feel I need to get something to get it. Hold on. I recently reorganized. I don't know where anything is. Oh, look at that big old chunk. Okay, sorry, nails. Yeah, lots of stuff. That makes sense to me. Does that make sense to anybody else? Like removing a bunch of just stuff. Just get rid of, like, I don't know. Oh, the April showers bring May flowers. Yeah, that's the last of the. I don't know. We had a lot of April wind. What does that bring? Again, down in this corner. So remind me later. So what I like to do is just kind of, let the painting become, but I want to make note that down in this area right here, there's just a lot of stuff. See that? There's a lot of stuff to, there's some more up here central. Whew. You feel that being lifted? More down here. Sometimes, we gotta, it's kind of like, what it reminds me of is for planting, you go through and like take out all the big stones. I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing. Like, it's worth it to take the time to get those and like have the nice sifted soil. I don't want to paint over, heavy. I don't want to be painting over pebbles on my paint. So I'll take the time to make sure it's all nice and smooth. A little bit up here too. And a lot of it's that brown. So again, it's like digging in the dirt. don't know if you can hear, my neighbors are like screaming, partying. Tilling, yes, I love that. Thank you, Dawn. That's a perfect word. That's exactly what I was feeling, like tilling the soil. All right. Well, that was some back-breaking work now. Let's see where we want to start. Water. I'm definitely seeing someone down here. Like a red bandana on their head. That would be their eye, nose, mouth. Covered, like a face covering. I feel a being up here too, and one here. So I do feel like there's like this energy of like the human collective. Stones. It reminds me of a card that we created a while back, like stepping stones. Look like the edge of the water here. It's not showing me where to start painting them. What are you all seeing so far? So when I don't know where to start painting, I usually ask it for what color to start with. It's odd, but it's giving me an outside color. So this will be interesting. So pay attention if anybody was looking at this color and didn't choose it, because that's what it was showing to start with. This one might be a little different. It's kind of I'm working on a larger painting that kind of has a very similar thing going on with like leaves, and so that could be why. So I'm seeing a river with people in it. It does have a river water feel. This paintbrush is no good. An eagle. Nice. Bear with me. Two people flowing in the river and an angel walking over them. Nice. Someone is blinded by something. That's an interesting concept. There we go. It's interesting because normally when I start, I'm outlining something, but for some reason it just wanted me to put little green leaves. The purple braided hair. I was seeing this like a hair too, yeah, like braided hair and leaf, totally. My view is shifting from like an overhead to looking through almost hedges or something. Just going back and forth. It's funny, I want to paint over here and it just doesn't, yeah. Okay. All right, so now what's really showing up is this purple line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Jump right in with the darkest color. I feel a little bit of like, the word isn't fear, it's something different. It's like apprehension or like hesitation. Like I don't want to define it too soon. That's what it's like. So it's an interesting feeling. Dawn says it feels condensed in the heavy green, open and forgiving on the other. Like condensed on here and more open. Okay, so, oh God, it still seems too dark. Okay. All right, there we go. And now it's dark enough. I almost feel it's like metal or something, like it's like a metal post. It reminds me of when I was in Louisiana, and and there were trees that there's so much moisture that the trees grew around metal fencing and things like that. Just blew my mind. So it's like this, yeah, gateway word for that. Lots of spirals. So I love spirals, this kind of idea of growing and expanding. It's got a little bit of kind of this Dr. Seuss feel to it, too. I always like the animation in those books. Very strange. Forgotten Gate, I like that. Oh, it's kind of like opening up to the hedge opening like a door to the water stream. It is. It's almost like it's pouring out. I have a feeling it's going to show us what's coming through the door or through the gate. I almost see like an elephant in here or something too. A little blue elephant made out of water. Oh, the secret garden. That was awesome. All right, so let's see. First thing it's showing me coming through is this is a bird. So I'm going to start there. I don't know if that was the eagle you were talking about, but to me it's like a dove. So I'm going to think about. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. And more, I keep seeing her, I think. But I just heard, like, you don't need to define me. Okay, I won't. What else we got going on up here? So much, and it's shifting. It's fluid like water, right? It's like this water running through, pouring out. I am feeling a little elephant here, so we'll see if I can do an elephant. I don't know. I feel like I just drew an elephant the other day. Let's see if I can remember what elephants look like. Blue. It's not really, I mean, to me, it's like defined. I'm trying to figure out where its eyes are. So this is number 22, so it's our manifestation elephant. And I feel like it wants us to name it. So what do you think the name for the elephant should be? Aw. Oh, those are great names. Amy. Yeah, I'm loving the color and the whimsy and it feels great. Yeah. Teal says it's almost like we're opening up to joy, to that childlike sense of wonder, to imagination and play that we've gotten as adults. Oh, I love it. You know, it's funny when I first looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like what's in there? There's so much in there, like a closet that we crammed all our toys and would clean in our room, like just cram it all in there. Now we're opening it up and it's all tumbling out. Oh, the elephant doorman. Come on in. Play. I love that. There's something right here that's really interesting to me, and it just looks like a dried leaf that, but then like it'll be transformed into something. And then I'm also seeing it as a picture. But there's something about this shape right here. So let me know what you see when you see it. I'm actually going to hold it up to see it a little closer. And to point out that on the screen, to me, it looks like this light brown. It's actually this part and this part are such a bright, they're like this glowing kind of peachy color. What is it called? Tropic orange. So super vibrant. Let me know if you see anything there. I'm also very interested in these yellow places. This in particular, I'm wondering what that's going to end up. I'm just kind of sitting with it for a second. Or the bouncer. I was kind of thinking flower here, but 100%. I do feel flowers, but that there are flowers. Well, I feel like maybe now's the time to move over here. She'll let me. There's something about this figure right here. She's really very strong and kind of that's about it right there. All right, I gotta scroll up to see what you all were talking. I was like talking to myself. Yeah, okay. It could be like a little chicken, a yellow star, a little yellow bird maybe riding on the back, a yellow daisy. The yellow on the elephant's shoulder can be a rider, Linda said. I like that, a little guide person with purple hair. Little purple hair. Oh, I see. Daffodil. I'm kind of feeling the flowers and birds too. Yeah. You know what, Anne? I think she might have a mask on. That's where I'm just kind of leaving it, because when things show up that are so clearly part of like what's the word I want, like programming, or like I know it's an influence from things I've seen, or I wait to see if that's really what it needs to be, or if it's just coming from my lenses and filters. So, but yeah, it looks like she's wearing a mask over her nose and mouth. So it could be. All right. This one up here goes back and forth. It's like a moon or like wings or something. Keep looking at this freaking thing. I don't know if it's a picture or what. I am seeing more birds, and I'm seeing a red bird right here. So I'm going to go there. Red bird. What do I want to outline you with? It's moving. At first I thought it was facing forward. Now it looks like it's facing back. Stay still, word bird. The light blue, yellow, pink. If you step back, it almost looks like the all-seeing hand. Like a hamsa. Light blue, yellow, pink. I'm thinking here, like the two thumbs in the center, maybe. Is that what you mean, Jill? Tattoos or paint across her cheek. That's, yeah, you know, it's interesting because this, and I wonder if I can give you, there is a card, and Anne, I think it's your card, that has almost the same thing. I'll show a picture. I wish I had it. I don't have, I haven't in the new decks yet, but the skin on the face of the person in that card looks just like this mixture of the same patterns and colors. It's really interesting. Down by the elephant. Let's see, right? Oh, are you talking maybe this one over here? I'm gonna play with this thing right here. I don't know what that is. It's been getting to me. I think it's a picture or something, so we'll see. Maybe it's a vase. Could be a vase. But this just looks like a leaf to me. Maybe it's like a copper thing, like it's a copper vase base, some receptacle vessel. You gotta forgive me when I paint sometimes, like my vocabulary goes out the window. It shortens because I'm speaking in images, and so to go back and forth between words and pictures is hard. Oh, okay, a close up of the elephant's eye. You're good. Yeah. It does, yeah, a little heart here, Patricia. Copper kettle. There's something coming out, right? Yeah. That's what I was wondering, if like a flower went up from there or something. Something. What is this? I'm getting like household things. Now I'm like a lampshade or an umbrella, or it's becoming. I see some. There's lots of little hidden creatures in here too, which is really cool. So hey, Karen. Oh yeah, Benadryl do that. Actually makes me really hyper sometimes, most of the time. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see. A peacock and a fish. I love you guys can see it from where you're at, because I'm like right up close to it. So it's nice. Then when you say you can see something, then it allows me to kind of step back and go, okay, see if I can see it too. Patricia's saying it looks like a woman holding the copper vase. And I am seeing a woman's face looking up right here with green hair. And I'm seeing two figures, one like head and shoulders here and here. And this is starting to really look like a fish to me. All right, let's see. I'm gonna. This one's really calling to me. What the hell did I do? My good brush. Oh. Oh. She's like part of the water. It's gonna be. But she's just got this. Closed eye. She's got this really cool green hair. Like she's part of both. She's part of the like the hedge, and she's also part of the water. And she's turned. It's like filling the pitcher. Oh, maybe it's like a faucet. And then, alright. So I'm being shown this, and it's like I want to get onto the paper as quickly as I can, and it's, let's see. So that is a yellow bird. But it came from here. So like water went into this little pitcher thing. Stuff started growing. And come on. And the flowers turned into a bird. But you're right, Linvin, it does look like a fish too. I'm like going back and forth with that. It's hard to convey all the things that I like. For a minute, it wasn't really showing me much of anything, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of. I think you said, Patricia says, her cup runneth over, and all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now do this. It's not a bird. Maybe it is a fish. It can change. It's okay. Before I was saying it reminded me of Dr. Seuss, and now we have a bluefish. Mm-hmm. It's the cardinals and roses too. And I almost want to make this rose underwater. Let's see what that does. See if I can pull that off. Ooh. Let's see. Oops. Okay, well, let that dry for a second. Moving on. Oh, I just saw this down here as a cone. Do you think it's fish above the elephant's head too? Maybe. I'm feeling flowers though, actually. I'm gonna go. Red is such a tough color for me to work with. It doesn't, it's hard to get light without, I don't know how to explain it. Never mind. You have to have like white underneath it. You can't lighten it up like I could with this blue. I could add lighter, I could mix white with it, but it's hard to get the right, to keep it red and not turn pink. That's, I guess, what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So. Daisy. Oh, we got a new soundtrack now. That means it's been over now. Yeah, this one, I knew it was going to be, there's a lot going on. All right, so I'm trying to read what she was saying. Yeah, it's, you know, it's funny because it's shifting around and looking all kinds of ways to me too. One minute I see something and the next I see something else. It's kind of, feels fitting though. That feels fitting to me. So it's moving me into using the white now, which usually tells me it's close to the end. It's like bringing the light into things and highlighting is important. What are these flowers? These aren't daisies, are they? Echinacea or something, or St. John's wort? Like, isn't there something that, I don't know my flowers very well. Teal, you're right. That's what that is. Yes. Yes. You know what I'm hearing? The sun will come out tomorrow. I'm not going to sing, but that's what I'm hearing. All right, y'all, subscribe to my Patreon page so I can buy new paintbrushes because this is really pissing me off. Here we go. Let's turn the faucet up a little bit. All right. Woo. Chamomile. Oh, thank you. Like the star card. I'm gonna have to look at that too. I don't know. I know a little bit of like the major arcana, but not much. Look at it. You are. Thank you so much for your patronage. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to zoom in here. We can take a closer look at what's going on. Holy guacamole. Okay. Hopefully it's, how's that looking? Is it pretty Kristen? I hope so. What about there? I think. Okay. Whew. I'm going to drink of water. Now we're going to take a quick look at it and the analysis. Well, there is a lot going on here, and I agree. Holy crap. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. Yeah, and thank you. This is all from our energy here that comes through. It's amazing. There's some amazing stuff happening. Holy cow. So I'm going to start with the overall. Just feels very joyful, and whenever I see elephants, I think of removing obstacles or pushing, moving through. And this is such a joyful, sweet little pushing through. It's not like, knocking down walls. It's a wonder-filled, fun and whimsical kind of pushing through, opening up. And that's really what it feels like to me, is opening up, flowing, opening the flow, that kind of thing. So what I like to do is divide it left and right, which is really interesting because it already kind of is in there. The other thing that is coming to mind right now is this concept of like walking between the two pillars, polarity, right? So finding the flow in the middle, that's where it's at, not too far one side, not too far the other. If you look at, just raise this up a little so we can see the whole thing at once. Okay. So if we divide it, to look at top and bottom, let's do that. So about the middle is right here. And you can, like, if you're doing this for yourself, you can interpret it however you want. I'm interpreting the way that I do. It's kind of an agreement I have with my conscious or whatever, that when stuff shows up in certain places, that's what it means and that's what it's relating to. So like a card spread or something like that. So it's not it's not like it doesn't have to always mean the same thing, I guess is what I'm saying. So you decide where placement, how placement matters for you in your own artwork. But for me, when I read it, I like to look at what's on top here as what's in my conscious awareness, what's in our awareness. And since it's a group channeling, I was open up to all of us here. This is what we're already aware of. Maybe we can possibly articulate. It's what's active in vibration. This is what's not active, or that's subconscious or operating as a subconscious programming, or it's coming into our awareness. So that's kind of how I look at it. Like, this is the line of awareness. This is what we're aware of, what's active. This is what we're not quite aware of yet. And sometimes what's closer to the line could be what's coming into our awareness. So like this dove here, this freedom, this kind of breathe, peace, whatever that represents. And it's this beautiful purple, so it's spiritual. And this red bird over here too, kind of looking on this other side, that's coming into awareness. This sun coming up is coming into our awareness. What the elephant represents, these things are coming in. What's active right now is this flow of watering, coming into our vessel and letting that bloom, and being part of both the hedge and the water, the koi, the fortunate, being blessed and abundance, those kinds of things are active right now. And this is what's coming into active, or this is what's like beneath the surface, so to speak. Hey, Terry Ellen, how'd you made it? So left and right. I am right hand dominant, so I think of my dominant hand as the masculine energy of action. These are things that are linear and practical. It would correspond then with my left brain, but I don't subscribe wholly to the whole left-right thing. But I like it as a way to interpret my art. So on the right side of my painting applies to left brain stuff, linear thinking, things like that. On the left side of my painting applies to right brain. So it would be, creativity, non-linear stuff, more receptive versus active. And I think of like spirituality and things like that. Over here, I think of like workplace and practical daily life stuff on that side. So what's on the spiritual stuff? So this bird, then also it's being purple and relates for me to the crown chakra, and also being on the spiritual side, like, messenger. So like Teal just said, like birds equals communication, right? So here's a messenger coming down, looks like they're moving this way. The red bird here, that root survival um, on this action side, and it's sitting but looking up. So there's maybe some planning going on the action side, or there's receiving, spiritual downloads, that kind of thing on this side. And kind of like landing right on her head, right? Over here too, like she's got her eyes closed, so she's sensing with her other senses whether it left like she had a mask covering her mouth and nose, but her ear is open. She's listening, but she's not speaking, and maybe more senses of. I feel it's related to these senses of, being within, but also listening, paying attention that way. And then it's interesting too, because like this, in around her throat area is this purpley thing, but almost is like it's coming down. And when I did these two posts that are like the gates, right? It didn't connect down here. So it's like she's part of it. I'll have to sit with that, but something to think about with that one. I keep looking at this, and this is supposed to be a rose, but it looks like a little baby turtle face. It's really, oh man, my hands are trashed. But it just looks like it's like looking at me and grinning. It's really kind of cute. But so yeah, so over there, the elephant being down, he'll say, yeah, Ganesha, yep, that's what makes me feel. And right there, it's like this loving, it's loving pushing through, listening within. Teal says I like that. Oh, and then she's got like this kind of crown of flowers, so it's like this blooming, blossoming, and that sun's doing the same kind of thing. The elephant's on both sides, so that's wonderfully balanced. The head's on this side and the heart on the other. What's going on here? Lots of spirals. So the spirals is one of the universal shapes related to growth and coming. Sometimes it's a lot of this coming back around to the same place, but at a higher level. If you think of like a spiral, it's like a circle, except if you go up a level. There's a ton of spirals. So it's major growth phase, but also stable or like solid or strong. That's the word I was looking for. Strong. There's a strength to it. This almost feels like I could grab onto it like a staff or something. What else is going on? Okay, so the faucet here, this deep purple come from the crown, coming from source energy, watering, really like opening the floodgates. So it's literally underwater because we have fish. And there's a lot to look at that hasn't formed. I mean, I'm seeing little birds and other fish and a lot. So it's a lot of things are still taking shape. And being in that place of things not having to be defined is kind of nice. This is a fascinating little area down here. I'll take a picture of that too. It's just got this wonderful kind of galaxy kind of abstract look to it. So, powerful energy today, y'all. Oh my gosh. It came through in vibrant colors and a lot of, it's got this really neat, there a lot of balance. So we're talking about balance, it's got this wonderful balance between this kind of whimsical, but at the same time, it's not silly. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think you understand what I mean. Like, it just feels very, it feels, it's funny because it is. So that whole idea with polarity, it's both serene and active. It's like it contains all of those things. It's really interesting. It's got, like this is almost like sand or like the bottom, and you can see it flowing too. So it's got like all the elements everywhere. Cool. All right. So I'll post a picture of it on the page. And if you, if someone's going to get this original painting next month, when we do the next one. So if you are feeling really connected to this image, there will be it's available. But if you feel like the original should go home with you. You join my Patreon. It's $11 a month, and you get discounts on Oracle cards and all that good stuff. And then you're entered to win the original. That reminds me. I wanted to look at last month's next to it. Where did I put it? Yeah. So this is really interesting. But I thought of this earlier. I was like, I'm glad I didn't forget. This is what I wanted to do. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so this was April, and this is May. And I forgot that it had this too. So we got, that's really interesting. The spirals were just starting last month. Remember, we were talking about this crack by Earth, and now look at all the water that's coming in, and look what happened with these spiraling plants. And we've still got some of our ancestors kind of peeking through in here to themselves be known. You know what? I kind of feel like this childlike is her or him or whoever, like kind of grow, like maturing. Same kind of feeling of source energy flowing through too. I like that, Lynn. Happy place. Yeah, it does feel like a happy place. It's interesting how this was so barren, and then just a little bit of the water coming in, help plants to grow, and now look. April showers of May flowers, right? Oh my gosh, that's so. And an elephant to boot. Very cool. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. This was great. I love these. And if anybody wants a personal one, you want a painting made just for you, then it can become an oracle card too. Go to my website, lindafabry.com, and check it out. Oh my God, Pamela, hi. I can see you now. Have you been trying to tune in all this time? I'm just about to sign off. Well, have a wonderful thing, and may you all be blessed this month ahead. It feels good. It looks good. Take care. Bye.